Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show presents the NXT and AEW Ring Report. What a show we have for you! As you see this image of Grayson Walker powerbombing Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano, after a couple of minutes before he was trying to deliver a speech about everything, what was going to be the future lies for him. Also, too, what a NXT as well as Cameron Grimes and Duke Hudson having their fun. Duke Hudson trying to not reveal his shaved head. Duke Hudson does not want to be seen as a bald man. Plus, two, NXT kicked off with an intense steel cage match between Kyle O'Reilly and Von Wagner. At first, I thought Von Wagner was the babyface, but Von Wagner might be the heel. We'll get to what's next for Kyle O'Reilly. Also, too, we just found out news that Jeff Hardy has been released from WWE. You got to be kidding me. Jeff Hardy, of all people, going to talk about that on Hot Topic, did that event that just happened a couple days ago, led to Jeff Hardy being released. Only time will tell on that. Also, to MJF on the AEW Dynamite Ring Report, MJF getting a hero's welcome, returning back to his hometown of Long Island, New York. Well, I don't see MJF as being the biggest, you know what, but it is what it is. But also too, in action as well, the Acclaim team up with 2.0 take on the team of the Varsity Blondes and Jungle Boy Luchasaurus, as well as the Dynamite Battle Royal. We'll get to that. Who's the final two of that stuff. And two, we'll get to a lot, as well as WWE loses a legend as Black Jan Lanza is remembered. Well, all this and more when the Pro Wrestling Show presents the AEW and NXT Ring Report. And it starts. It starts right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the AEW and NXT Dynamite NXT Ring Report. I'm your host, as always, Kendrick Dix here. Glad you can join us here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Like I said, what is Pro Wrestling Show we have for you? We don't want to waste no time. But first things first, join in the conversation. Join in the conversation using Pro Wrestling Show here on Connect TV. So, join the conversation. Use Pro Wrestling, hashtag Pro Wrestling. Hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here on the Pro Wrestling Show. So, let's get to the NXT Ring Report. NXT kicked off with a bang. NXT kicked off with a bang, all right. It kicked off with inside of a 15-foot solid steel cage. As you see right here, the participants. As you see, Von Wagner and Kyle O'Reilly do battle in the ring. These two former unlikely tag team partners, which I knew that wasn't going to work as long as it did. And as you see, it's sponsored by Connect Now. Connect Now sponsoring the Pro Wrestling Show for this episode. But as you see right there, Von Wagner trying to not get in the clutches of Kyle O'Reilly's armbar as well and stuff to get over. Von Wagner using his simple wrestling technique, trying to take Kyle O'Reilly down on all fours, but to no avail. That didn't work. See Von Wagner delivering a big boot, sightly incident. And then Von Wagner delivers a low blow, which I didn't see that coming. Von Wagner won the match, and thus Kyle O'Reilly's NXT career is uncertain. But we found out he will not return to NXT after this. We don't know. I got a clue. I got a hunch, but I can tell you later on Hot Topic of what had happened. So Kyle O'Reilly officially finished with NXT moving forward. And also, too, Braun Breaker had a stellar performance at NXT War Games Takeover. Braun Breaker did the stellar match of the year when he went and defeated all members of the Black and Gold to say this is the new NXT 2.0. Well, he got cut out short with got that dude name here. But he said Roger Strong will try out the NXT title. And he said he accepted it, Roger Strong will get a shot against Braun Breaker next week on NXT. But one of his projects, one of those Twin Warriors went against I guess somebody from NXT, I forgot what them Country Boys or something like that. Don't make me laugh. But I don't know what they're doing there, but the Grizzly Young veterans, I don't know, they got vested interest in it. You know what's going on. Also, too, Duke Hudson lost his match to Cameron Grimes. Cameron Grimes come with a new look, saving a new look. Duke Hudson as well. Duke Hudson came with a Kurt Angle looking like mop head. Don't know what that's gonna go with Duke Hudson. Also, too, the North American champion, Carmelo Hayes took on Dexter Lumis in the match, the non-title match. Dexter Lumis trying to target Carmelo Hayes, who went and endured War Games. He endured War Games, and you can tell Dexter Lumis trying to take advantage of the situation. Carmelo Hayes tried to go after Dexter Lumis's hand or whatever, trying to break his hand off and stuff, as well as trying to do the arm wringer, whatever, arm wrench. He got assist from his friend, what's his name? Got that dude name, Trick or something. Plus, the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions as well, the Women's Champion Mandy Rose consider themselves Toxic Attraction. Came out there, Toxic Attraction tried to talk and alleviate. They was in a non-title match against somebody, and they trying to recoup from what happened in War Games, but they lost to the women's tag. The women, Toxic Attraction won the match. You can tell they're beat, battered, and bruised, but they're able to survive and make it live another day. Well, we tell Toxic Attraction been talking to Corey, who won the sign fall in that match. Corey was the breakout star, and Corey won the NXT Women's Championship shot against Mandy Rose. Raquel Gonzalez trying to elevate with the chair to help out her friend Cora J. Cora J had a stellar performance. If you ask me, Cora J, she took her to the limit. When she started the match, she did a swanton and broke her arm. And Io Shirai trying to tell the paramedics, instead of paramedics trying to help Cora J, Io Shirai took it upon herself and said, you know what, I'm going to help pop it in place. And she popped it in place to help her out. Cora J got the win, but Cora J was hurting in that match. But you can tell Cora J was a star, and she's going to be a breakout star probably in 2022. Also, too, Zaya Quinn has some unfinished business to tend to. He takes on La Familia of NXT. He takes on Santos Escobar. See, one thing I don't want Vince McMahon to do is when the La Familia group was filled with Hit Row. If they was gonna do all that, Hit Row should just stay down in NXT. If they were gonna do all that, but La Familia group stayed in NXT. I just don't hope. I know Vince is favorite for Latinos and Latino viewership, but don't discard them and stuff. I felt like both groups benefit from each other, but Quinn went against Santos Escobar. I think Quinn hit a finishing maneuver on Escobar, as well as the lady, forgot her name. She tries to play a part, and she gave him brass knucks, and he didn't know at first like what's going on and stuff. And next thing you know, he grabs the brass nuts and gets Santos Escobar does a finisher and get the 1, 2, 3. So Santos Escobar delivering a maneuver that many people wouldn't die. I look at him like him and Angel Garza being like the next Latino breakout stars. And they keep trying and they keep on pushing. You know, Latinos are that. They are resilient. I can say that. And us too, African Americans, you know, some white people are too. Resilient. You know, you got the resilient spirit. You can do things that you never thought was impossible. Speaking of that, was Johnny Gargano did his final farewell and NXT. He just don't know. He pondering right now what his future is gonna land. Will he stay in WWE or stay in? Will he go leave NXT and go to the main roster? See, one thing about the main roster is he's good. He could be like next Daniel Bryan of the upcoming. But at the same time, you know, Miss McMahon doesn't like his size. I think sometimes Vince got to realize too, you're a great wrestler, no matter what size you are, and you able to go out there and perform and go out there and perform for the crowd. It shouldn't matter what the size is. I think Vince's vision is you have to be over 6 foot and you have to be a bodybuilder and stuff. You know, many people would thought look at what he did with Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman with all that size, the strength, the physique, and he didn't treat Braun Strowman the way he should have been treated. Same way like EC3. I think they should have been bigger stars by now. They were still in WWE. But it's under Vince's leadership, you ain't gonna do that. But it doesn't matter. I look at AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, Davey Richards, Eddie Edwards. You know, CM Punk's over 6 foot, 6'2" something. But at the same time, he's still scrawny, but he ain't big like a bodybuilder. But those guys, like when Chris Benoit as well, you know, they kind of led the Primrose Path and stuff to you could be a smaller guy and still be a champion. I think Johnny Gargano fits that description pretty well to me. Well, at the end, this dweeb Stu Grayson Walker decide to crash John Party's parade and try to be a party crasher and decided to hit Johnny Gargano back in the steel chair as Johnny Gargano was delivering a speech about the most important job he's going to have next, being a dad. And he turns around and gets attacked by Stu Grayson. Grayson Walker. Grayson Walker looking to make a name for himself, looking to make a name by delivering a power bomb to the table, leaving John Gargano down and out in the count. And that was the last image you see John Gargano ever. He even asked John Guerrero's friend, Vic Joseph, do you want some? Do you want some? So this is the remaining last image of Johnny Gargano. We don't know whether or not he's gonna stay and beat Grayson Walker's ass for what he did to Johnny Wrestling after the man had poured out his heart to say he was leaving and he was one to he didn't say what he was going to do. So we'll see on that. John Gargano is going to get retribution or he's going to go elsewhere. And the time will tell. All right. That is the NXT Ring Report. All right. Let's move forward to Wrestling Hot Topics. On Wrestling Hot Topics this week. We have a lot to get to on Hot Topics as we're talking about the charismatic enigma. I mean, the charismatic enigma. Jeff Hardy right here. Jeff Hardy has been released by WWE. You have to wonder why. Jeff Hardy just had a WWE foot docu-series about him on Stone Cold, and now he's being released. And then he wanted to go for the Universal Championship. Now that's out of the books. Jeff Hardy now being released. Now he can finally join his brother Matt. Well, that's not funny, but at the same time, Jeff Hardy, they still talking about this incident that a lot of people are still talking about. We're gonna try to pull the footage and stuff and see what everyone's been talking about, raving about. This ain't it. We're trying to look and see what that footage that everyone's been talking about. That footage that people have been saying, that ain't the footage. That ain't the footage. We're trying to, if you bear with us, trying to look for the footage to what Jeff Hardy had said and stuff. All right, we'll just take this. All right, you saw that footage right there. Jeff Hardy during the house show just up and left Drew McIntyre out of nowhere. So Jeff Hardy, now we know that he's no longer with World Wrestling Entertainment. It is crazy to hear that. Like, wow. And this was reported by what's his name from the Fightful group that Jeff Hardy not coming back. Jeff Hardy's done with WWE, and we got the news of that. I'm thinking myself, what's going on for real? Jeff Hardy? You wouldn't think Jeff Hardy would be gone, but no, it is what it is. Jeff Hardy's wife, she commented right here. She said, Jeff is good. We're all good. A post that you heard that. Thanks. So we don't know what Jeff Hardy's wife's trying to allude to. This was the report was according to Sunwife Sapp of Fightful.com. Chad Fightful has learned that Jeff Hardy has been released. So Jeff Hardy, no longer a part of World Wrestling Entertainment. We'll probably get some more news and more details a little bit later, and we'll see what's going on with that. Jeff Hardy being released. Damn. Also, too, WWE, Dave Meltzer gave key insight that who could be taking over WWE after Mr. McMahon is no longer in power at WWE. Many people assumed that it was going to be either Shane, Stephanie, or Triple H, perhaps, was going to take over. But Dave Meltzer said that none other than the current president of WWE, Nick Khan, could be the next successor in line to take over after Mr. McMahon is done. Well, I really thought Stephanie was going to take over, but Stephanie wanted to do the little customer service stuff. So, you know how that goes. So, I don't see, I could see Stephanie Triple H running it, but I don't know if Vince probably looked at it like, I gave you opportunity. I mean, Triple H trying. I mean, I give Triple H this. He brought some of those indie stars that was going to help NXT. But Mr. McMahon decided to strip it away and say, that ain't my image. Who knows with that. Also, too, So we have to wait and see on that one. Also, to AEW announced that they'll be doing the Revolution. They're doing like some fan fest in Orlando, Florida. So I guess yeah, AEW coming to Orlando. That's Orlando to me is a great sun city. If you want to go out to a winter city, a city for against the war, look at Miami or Orlando. You get so much heat and stuff. Orlando is so nice. Orlando, Florida, so nice. They made it tight. Also, too, we heard that Blackjack Lanza, you see right here with his manager, the legendary Bobby Heenan, the late great Bobby Heenan. Blackjack Lanza passed away at the age of 86 years old. Blackjack Lanza was a longtime road agent of the WWE. The WWE acknowledged Black Lanza and said that Blackjack Lanza will be missed. He will be missed in that terms of that. All right. That is Hot Topics. Let's move forward. Let's move forward with the AEW Ring Report. On the AEW Ring Report, AEW kicked off with a fans welcoming. MJF comes into the this new USBF arena, and MJF being with greeted a hero's welcome. MJF was competing for the Dynamite Diamond Ring. Keep his ring. He's been winning for the second time with the third try be the charm. MJF did do that, and the third time was a charm. Indeed. MJF moves on. It ain't MJF, that's Vince McMahon. Also, to Rio, former AEW Women's Champion. Rio went against Jamie Hayter. Rio and Jamie Hayter taking it to each other, beating the holy crap out of each other when you think of it. Jamie Hayter, one of Dr. Brick Breaker's assistants, tried to take out Rio. Rio could be in line for a women's championship match. She laying on Rio. Rio taking it to Jamie Hayter. Jamie Hayter, even with a drop kick, Rio with a drop kick to Hayter. Hayter trying to use the one arm single leg crab. Rio even delivering one of those maneuvers. Riho won, and Brick Breaker a little bit envious and jealous, like most women are. That Riho got the win. As you look at this, the TBS Championship tournament, it was a slew of things and stuff. You see right here with the title and stuff. So, the TBS Championship tournament continues, and see these four women that really started this thing. They defeated the other four, but it should have been just them four in the beginning. But you see these four women vying to become the next TBS Women's Champion. We'll see who's gonna win going forward between these four. I mean, you know what? This is four women. I ain't gonna even say about 9 rows. I'm just gonna keep it light. I ain't gonna say nothing fresh. But you know what I mean. Also, too, tag team action kicked off as well. You see right here. What's tag team action? You see the Jurassic Express. Jurassic Express takes on with the Varsity Bond take on the Acclaim in 2.0. Let's see right here. Griff Garrison trying to take it all leaping bound to 2.0 and you know who. Even Luchasaurus getting Luchasaurus stacking what's his name? His tag team partners. So See Jamie Hayter and them get the win with the Acclaimed Jungle Boy. What's her name? I forgot her name. She's in between Luchasaurus, even 2.0, trying to use that as a record. Even though Eddie Kingston came out there making an appearance, he still got unfinished business with what's his name? Danny Garcia. And you see Max Caster going up, doing a Macho Man move on Brian Pillman Jr. Pillman Jr. trying to take it to Caster. Stuff. Also, too, we talked about CM Punk being booed and saying the 4 pillars. So I don't know. It's like a hometown thing they're trying to play off of between CM Punk and stuff. Also, too, Malachi Black sprayed mist and Julia Hart's face. Malachi Black saying he could start his own House of Black faction if that's possible. We'll see. And then we talked about too Kyle O'Reilly being leaving NXT. Kyle O'Reilly, because this T-shirt say it all about Kyle O'Reilly joining Coldfish and O'Reilly and reunite. It is a possibility, but it could happen. It could happen. Also, too, MJ's mom showed pictures of her son. I'm saying, could this be the case? We just don't know. Plus, too, Taz said on the show that Hook will make his debut this Friday on Rampage. He takes on Filet Del Sol in a match. What Taz said he's sending the heavy guns. Hook makes his debut this Friday on Rampage. So we'll see Hook Friday on Rampage. See if Hook has what it takes to get the job done. Only time will tell on that. All right. And also, too, finally, WWE made the next in line stuff. I guess it's for top collegiate athletes. I saw 2 from the University of Alabama signed with WWE, the next in line. So basically, they want to get college athletes into profession. They're taking the success what they had with Kurt Angle from the Olympics and Gabe Stevenson. And see if they can show their unlimited tap potential. Only time will tell on that. All right. So this gonna do in the hot topics, AEW Ring Report, and the NXT Ring Report. So for me being Kendrick Dix saying so long, we hope to see you next in line for the Pro Wrestling Show for the SmackDown and AEW Rampage Ring Report. We'll have more, even more when we see the debut of Taz's son, Hook. So for me being Kendrick Dix saying so long, we'll see you this week for Pro Wrestling Show SmackDown and Rampage Ring Report. See you later.